So Crowder says he's been targeted for just being a conservative comedian. Listen.
This isn't just for conservatives now, okay?
Yeah.
It's everybody. It's everybody who creates original content, because we have not been attacked for being conservative, mind you. At least that's not what they've said. It's offensive jokes.
Yeah.
So if you do jokes that are offensive, they can completely remove your ability to make a living. This isn't Carlos Maza. This is absolutely Vox, a billion-dollar company that is going after a voice that is more effective than them at dealing with their misinformation.
Joining me now with their take on all of this, the host of the Michael Knowles Show, Michael Knowles, and Fox News contributor Richard Fowler. All right, Michael, I don't think it's that funny what he was saying about this Vox.com guy. Perhaps he has some sort of comedic license because he's a comedian, but I didn't laugh about it. But where do you draw the line? And he didn't violate the standards, but he was harmful to the community. No one knows what YouTube means anymore. How do you see it?
Of course, YouTube is just using this as an excuse to declare all-out war on conservatives. They admit that Crowder did not violate any of the rules. They said they were going to leave his videos up. Then Vox.com launched another campaign, and they said they were going to demonetize him, and they're taking away lots of other videos. YouTube is going after all conservatives, and the timing here is not coincidental. This was not some exasperated frustration from the Vox.com journalist. This was a premeditated, calculated campaign to take conservatives off of YouTube. It occurred 2 days before Pride Month began, and it occurred 2 weeks before the first Democratic presidential debate. What this is going to lead to is, as the 2020 race heats up, YouTube is going to get rid of conservative videos. They've already said that they are going to start promoting authoritative videos, meaning the New York Times or CNN or any other left-wing news source. It's going to be one giant, undisclosed, in-kind contribution to Democrats going into 2020. And it's time that we conservatives litigate them into dust.
Richard, so this reporter used to work at Media Matters. He obviously has a huge agenda. He's admitting it. I mean, he's tweeting out that he wants conservatives to be deplatformed. He's bragging about it. And then in another tweet, he's talking about throwing milkshakes on everybody, you know, when they come up to you in the street and you throw a milkshake. So to say he's, you know, the sensitive guy that gets offended, you know, it's tough on the internet. I know what Crowder said was homophobic and maybe not that cool if you're on the receiving end of it. But, I mean, the internet is a tough place, and these right battles left, and this is the age we live in. How do you see it?
Listen, I can't speak to this particular reporter and what he's alleging or not alleging, but YouTube's policy change is something that YouTube is allowed to do. They're a private company. I'm not really sure on what grounds conservatives would have to litigate YouTube. Remember, they're a private company. This is their First Amendment right. When Crowder signed up to be a YouTuber, he signed just like I did. They signed a user agreement.
What if they're applying their censorship standards unevenly based on politics?
Well, no. Well, YouTube, when you sign up to be part of the YouTube community, you sign a user agreement. And as part of that user agreement, they say they can limit what type of videos they put up and what they deem to be offensive and non-offensive. And that is their First Amendment right as a company. It's the same as when Blockbuster was the largest distributor of rental videos. They don't have to carry every single video ever produced, just like when Barnes & Noble was the #1 book store in the country. They didn't have to carry every book that was ever
Richard, there's
published.
a lot of young Americans who don't have any idea what Blockbuster Video is. They don't remember what it was like
as an empirical
on a
example,
Saturday
just
night
like
when you had to walk to Blockbuster and rent the video with your
I
hand.
get that.
I know. So, Michael, what do you say to Fowler, who says that, you know, it's a private company and they can adjudicate any issues the way they see fit because, you know, it's not the government?
That isn't true. What they're doing is violating the law. Big technology broadly, the Communications Decency Act of 1996. So what big tech does, and YouTube in particular, is they say that they're just an open technology platform. So they don't need to worry about any of the liabilities that go along with publishers. Defamation, copyright infringement, intellectual property, any of that. Then they go into a California courtroom. Facebook did this just last year. And they say actually they are publishers because they want to be protected by the regulations that govern publishers. They cannot have it both ways. The reason for that law in 1996 was to allow the internet to grow and to innovate and create billion-dollar companies like YouTube. But now they are clearly acting as publishers. They are exerting editorial influence. They're not even posting rules. They're just saying that their editors will decide what they like and what they don't like.
Actually not true.
I'll give you the last word, Richard. Go ahead, 30 seconds.
But that's absolutely not true. What they did is they updated their policy on hate speech, and that's how those videos are demonetized, which is nothing about about their editors doing anything. They had a policy change on how they dictated videos in their community. And based on that, those videos are demonetized, and they have the ability to do that under the First Amendment.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you guys very much for
Jesse.
a robust debate. Coming up, Lou Dobbs in the House, and Lou gets personal like you've never seen him before. You don't want to miss that. And later, the leader of the very controversial
We live in a Orwellian nightmare. We live in a Orwellian nightmare.